Over the last couple of broadcasts, me and my two RPM show co hosts have been bringing you news regarding sequels, reboots, slash remakes, or prequels for that matter. Well, I thought it would be kind of neat to kind of put my opinions on those subjects into a video, so here it is. Um, Over the last couple of weeks, we have been discussing, certain movies like Gremlins, just to name out a few, and Spider-Man that have been getting big news regarding sequels and reboots. Well, the big one that kind of upset us was the one about Spider-Man. Now, as y'all may have probably been following along in the news, or movie news for that matter, Spider Man 4 was a project that would have brought back Sam Raimi, the director, and Tobey Maguire as Spider Man. Well, apparently, I think it's because over the bad effects that was created by Spider Man 3, Columbia, and many other filmmakers, or the people involved in the production just basically had enough. Well, it didn't exactly lead all well to that. It just, they got tired of doing constant rewrites, script ideas back and forth, and they just said, we'll just scrap the whole thing. And so Raimi and Maguire basically said they're leaving Spider-Man for good, and so they're, basically leaving it open for some new cast or director to come in and take over. Well, a week later, Columbia put out an idea that they're going to simply, instead of doing a sequel, a Spider-Man 4 movie, they are going to do a complete remake of everything that they've done already. So in essence, their so-called reboot that they have planned for the next couple of years will be a simple remake of the first Spider-Man movie, which came out not less than 10 years ago. Yeah, I think you get where this is going. This is not brilliant, all right? And of course, this in our show kind of set off a number of opinions, and all of us hate it. We'd say just leave it alone, just let it die. Well, in my perspective, the only sequels that I am waiting for are as follows. There's Wall Street 2, which comes out actually in a couple of months, in April. Beyond that, there's also just the sequels that would bring back the characters that I like a fourth Pirates of the Caribbean movie and a third National Treasure movie, and even a second Zombieland movie. Because Zombieland was a huge surprise for me last year when I saw it in the theater with my co-host. That is. And I guess the other two main sequels that I'm waiting for, the big ones that I think everyone's waiting for after seeing them, would be the recent Star Trek movie, a sequel to that, and the third Batman movie. So, those are the only sequels that I am actually welcome to see. Everything else, or anything that would involve, a reboot or a sequel, just pretty much get rid of it. It's like, we've been reporting that they are developing a Ghostbusters 3, which after researching it and studying it, I'm kind of thinking maybe they should just leave it alone, because from what it sounds like, they want to bring back the old cast, but yet pass their torch to a new set of Ghostbusters, which would totally defy the purpose of or reason for it. I basically think they should just not do it anyway if they're going to do that. There's also the talk of a Gremlins 3. Bad mistake. Don't do it. The first one was okay, but the second one was just kind of corny. There's also been talk of a Roger Rabbit 2, or a sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. The problem with that is that apparently the director, Robert Zemeckis, has been having a high with his newly discovered motion capture animation technology, and is thinking that any movie that he directs after The Polar Express, which was his big launch with this technology that he developed, will only be in motion capture technology. And so the sequel to Roger Rabbit would be all animation, motion capture animation. So in essence, I'm thinking, no, don't do it. Just if you're going to do it live action and animation. Just there's no reason to. So I guess, as I said, I'm only waiting for a very limited number of follow-ups or sequels. Batman, Star Trek, Pirates, National Treasure, Zombieland, Wall Street. And I would even welcome a fifth Indiana Jones movie. I think all of us think that after the last one, especially, well, actually, I mean, the last one was okay, but after that real ridiculous ending, I think that Spielberg Lucas owe us a fifth one. I mean, even though Harrison Ford is 66 years old, I think he has enough to do at least one more before he hits the big 70. But as I said, I think that they owe us a fifth one after the last one. Um, I think that is, well, I think that's the best I can say right now. It's just, I mean, I'm sure just keep listening to our show, and we'll bring you more follow ups on news. All the sequel updates. There's talk of a prequel to I Am Legend. Actually, I've been reading about, and I think that I Am Legend, it would be okay. But see, the problem with I Am Legend, the movie, is that they used overuse of CGI for the creatures that come out at night, and I think that would be overdone. But that would really mess up the prequel, in my opinion. But so there you have it. A brief take on what I think of why we at the RPM show have pretty much now considered, or I think I could consider that in the recent weeks of bringing all those news updates and follow ups, would regard sequel, or actually we would consider the words sequel, prequel, and reboot bad words. 4-letter words, because we just don't like to hear them, because mostly they bring us bad news and just kind of give us something to rant about. Not go Christian Bale rant or anything, but just some that bring a lot of talking points, but really in essence kind of not bring out the best conversation we have, because we all just disagree with it. You know, but it's a but it's a good thing. It's good that we can have something to bloviate about. So continue listening to our show, and we'll bring you as much news as we possibly can. I hope you enjoyed this video. I mean, you know, just thought I could have some fun with it. So see y'all later.